So how was our first cruise with Carnival?
Let's find out.
Well, last month we embarked on our very first Carnival cruise on board the Carnival Legend. It was a 12-night cruise departing from Dover in the UK, sailing up to Iceland, then to Ireland before returning to Dover. Not many Carnival cruises depart from the UK, so we jumped at the chance of trying this American fun ship. Was it going to be too much fun for me?
Yes.
Well, we've been looking at Carnival before, haven't we?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and I was always a bit, I don't know, it looked like it was going to be too much audience participation, too much fun for my liking. There were like waiters dancing on tables, and most of the cruises were going out of Miami or somewhere like that, weren't they? Or where else they have it, Galveston in Texas.
Yes, yeah.
So we thought, oh, I don't know if it's...
I was looking forward to it.
Mel really wanted to go and have a try.
I wanted to try the fun ships. I wanted just to have a different experience than a UK cruise line.
Yeah, we've been on quite a few UK-based cruise lines, and they're okay.
They're great.
We wanted something different, didn't we?
Different, yeah. We just wanted to try something different.
Like I said, they don't have many ships coming over to the UK, so we took this opportunity. We were surprised, though, the first thing we were surprised at, how many Americans were on board.
Yes.
We thought, obviously, it being an American cruise line, there'd be quite a few. But because it was going from the UK, there'd be quite a few of us.
Yes.
But there wasn't, was there?
Not really,
It was
no.
like 90+%
Of Americans.
There are less than 300 UK
Yeah.
citizens on board.
Yeah, and what's the capacity of the ship?
I can't remember, 2,000, something like that.
Yeah, something like
200, so yeah.
Something like that.
That was the first culture shock.
Yeah.
Which was fun. It was amazing. As soon as you got on, you felt like you weren't in the UK anymore.
Yeah.
It felt like we're on holiday straight away.
And I think part of that could be a bit of the styling of the ship. Do you think? Because the styling of the ship wasn't understated by any means. It was like, to compare it to like a Vegas hotel, really over the top decor and just the whole styling of it. It felt like an American ship, didn't it?
It felt like a Las Vegas. We've mentioned it before in a previous video. We've got videos of the actual cruise, which I'll link below, of each day.
Yeah.
On YouTube already. Have a look at those.
But
our first impression, though, it was like a Las Vegas hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe you can put a photo in as
old
well.
style Las Vegas hotel. Yeah,
with lots of dark woods and a bit of gold and glitter everywhere.
Because the ship is 22 years old.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel that old on board, did it?
No, it didn't actually.
It recently had a refurb. It was 2 weeks out of dry dock.
Yes.
When we got on board, so
I think they had some new carpets.
Had a bit of a makeover.
Yeah, new carpets they had in some places. It did, and it was very clean as well. So it didn't really feel that old to
So
me.
let's consult our notes so we can do this in a bit more of an orderly manner instead of rambling. So I was going to say, boarding. The first thing I mentioned was boarding.
Was it easy or was it hard?
I was a bit concerned because Dover isn't the main cruise port of the UK. Southampton is. Dover's a really busy port, but it's a busy port for cross-channel ferries and freight going from the UK to France.
Yes.
It's not really a cruise port, although they do have a few. And did they have the infrastructure to cope with it? And it was really well organised, wasn't it?
It was very well
organised. I was surprised. So, although it wasn't the main UK cruise port, it was quite easy. It had a pianist playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
And it's
It just felt
20
really
minutes, 25
straightforward.
minutes.
It just felt really straightforward
Obviously,
to get on.
We were quite early. It was 11 o'clock boarding for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it changed throughout the day, but it didn't seem that chaotic at any point.
No, we got there around the time as well, 11
Yeah, so
o'clock.
boarding was straightforward from Dover.
Yeah, we'd definitely go from Dover again.
And if you come over to the UK, for a cruise, the chances are you'll be going from Southampton. So it was unusual to go from Dover. And for us, it's on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're right on the west coast in Wales, and Dover's
right on the east
right
coast.
on the southeast coast of France. So it's a long drive for us.
It was a long drive.
But there again, is just a drive. All the Americans had a
long flight.
like a 10-hour flight to get back. So the onboard styling and getting back to, we mentioned already, the actual style of the ship, which we mentioned was like an old style Las Vegas casino.
Yeah.
You could tell it was an American ship because the casino was big, had a good casino.
Yes, very big.
And it's not such a big thing on UK cruise lines. We do have casinos, but it's not such a big feature.
Not to this size.
So what other things?
I think they had a few new machines and stuff, didn't they, in the refurb?
Yeah, there was like, mentioned here, we were on deck 1, which we were concerned about.
Yes.
We were quite low down. Deck 1 was the lowest of the passenger, an ocean view room, and we were just looking over the sea, basically.
Yeah.
But we quite enjoyed that.
We did, actually.
Yeah.
We enjoyed seeing the waves. We were in the middle, weren't we?
The room wasn't. The room was clean and in good order.
It was a reasonable size.
But it was quite old-fashioned in style.
Yeah, but it was perfectly fine. And I did like being that low down and watching the sea. It was really good.
The lobby was on deck 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the casino. Most of the entertainment was on deck 2, deck 3.
Oh, I wanted to say something as well about being that low down. We did have one day where it was quite rough. The water was, wasn't it? And I'm glad we were low down on that day. Sorry. Because I felt, the first time I've ever felt queasy on a cruise ship in 7 cruises.
Okay, we were other items. You got distracted there. Should I get my notes?
Yes, get your notes.
A big casino, that's a big difference, isn't it? We were set dining. The Truffles restaurant, the main dining room, wasn't it? It's on 2 levels, deck 2, but we were assigned to deck 3.
Yeah.
And
I would just say about this, before we went on, people say you don't go on Carnival for the food. Well, I have to say that main dining room was really good.
yeah, most of the meals we had there.
It was really, really good. There was only 1 or 2 off meals. And it was one of the best main dining rooms we've been on, and we've been on a few different ships.
We'll get onto that later
Yeah.
because we went to some other restaurants. We'll discuss those. And the staff were quite friendly. The staff we encountered were friendly.
Yeah, very
Because
good.
we've been on like P&O and some other ships, and some of the staff in the main dining room have been a
Weren't
bit.
as cheerful.
Weren't as cheerful, but they were pretty cheerful on board the ship.
Pretty good. They were very good.
So what other things? The upstairs, the Lido. They were on
So what is the Lido?
deck 9, wasn't it? Deck 9 were like entertainment, nightlife 2, 3. The Lido deck 9. That's where the main buffet was. The 2 pools, the pool with a cover and the outdoor pool. And also they had the Serenity area, which was the adult-only area at the back. Even though going to Iceland, I did get to use the outdoor Serenity area.
You were brave.
Yeah, one day. But the pool wasn't heated, it was freezing. I was going to swear then, but it's sweet, yeah. So that was the upstairs. This is just the layout of the ship.
Okay.
And it, the Lido, they had different names for the food, which we'll get to later when we discuss the food. But it was basically the main buffet area, some pool bars, and some bars by the Serenity pool in that area, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And just above the Lido deck, on deck 10, was the steakhouse.
Yes.
Again, we'll discuss this when we get to the food itself.
Okay.
But one thing, I mentioned it in one of my videos, the space. The ship was full, by the way. Obviously not over full because there was no kids on board, or very few. But it didn't seem that crowded.
No, it didn't actually.
Because we've been on cruises, like MSC, for example, where you really ram you in. And I was asking, maybe you know if you're a Carnival regular, and somebody said, no, it's the older ship. But I don't know if it's true. Was it to do with the carnival? Are the new carnivals busier
Yeah.
and more crowded?
Did they put more people on them?
Or these older ships just allowed more space per passenger?
Yeah,
No,
because it wasn't overly crowded.
No, there's like hardly any queue for the buffet.
Yeah.
What other things?
There wasn't a queue for the buffet.
No, you could always get a seat. Even on the busiest sea day breakfast, you could still... You may have to share a table, but there were plenty of tables.
Yeah, there's lots of big tables for like 8
Yeah.
and 10, weren't there, as well? But
So there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
That was a good aspect of the ship.
Yes.
So anyway, should we go to the itinerary?
Okay.
So the itinerary, it was 12 nights, Dover to Iceland to Ireland. Sailing up 2 sea days to Iceland.
Yes.
I think 5 stops around Iceland. A sea day to Ireland. Another stop in Ireland, then down sea day Dover. The only thing, there were 4 tender ports.
Yes.
And we're not a fan of tender ports.
No.
We've only been cruising for just over a year, but we've done 7 cruises in that time, and the experience of tenders have all been the same. They're slow to get off the ship. There's queues to get back on.
It can be quite chaotic.
They're unstable. Well, they're not unstable. The ships are very bouncy because they're lifeboats, aren't they, for emergency use. They're not really designed for transporting people back and forth.
Organisation
They're
can
noisy.
be quite
They're noisy.
chaotic, can't it?
And any bad weather, the port can be cancelled.
Yes. Anyway.
I saw something in Norway. I don't know, which is good. Obviously, they need an area that has more cruise ships. They had an extendable pier.
Oh.
Instead of a tender boat going out, this pier came out. It took about 10 minutes to extend.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's quite good. Anyway, the itinerary, but it was interesting though. That's why Iceland, if you haven't been to Iceland, definitely go.
This is our 3rd time to Iceland, yeah.
You can understand that we're stopping at small villages and towns around Iceland, so that's why they're not geared up. They don't have the piers for large cruise ships.
I mean, the 2 of the places we stopped at had like less than 1,000 people, didn't they?
So,
Living there.
Seyðisfjörður was the first stop.
What are you going to say then?
Seyðisfjörður was the first stop, and it rained really heavily. The weather wasn't good.
Yes, it did.
But it was interesting. We managed to get off. Tender was okay.
Yeah. The pretty little town.
Akureyri, that was a nice one. Again, the videos of these, if you want to actually see the places, check out the other videos below. Akureyri on the north.
On the north of the island. We've been there before.
Yeah, and the sun came out.
Yes,
and that's
a
normal port of call.
Uh-huh.
Grundarfjörður.
Akureyri is actually the 2nd largest city in Iceland.
Yeah. When I say cities, if you're from the US,
But 18,000 people there.
They're big towns. They're not cities, as you know. Grundarfjörður, that's interesting.
They're very small.
Again, a tender port.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
The capital.
Yeah, you're a few miles out of the main centre for that one, but there was a free shuttle bus, wasn't there?
Yes.
Again, that's a normal port. We were meant to be going to the Westman Islands.
Yes.
But that was cancelled because of the weather.
Yes, unfortunately, and that would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
Because that island wasn't there that long ago, was it?
Yeah. It's one of those volcanic islands that sort of emerged from the sea in the 50s or 60s.
Oh, only that recent?
Yeah, it's recent.
So that would have been really good.
One of them is a UNESCO site.
Yeah, that is, I think.
So we were really looking forward to that one, and we were disappointed we couldn't get to that, but the weather was rough that day. Mel was actually, you were sick that morning, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So after Iceland, it was overnight to Belfast. Again, that was a normal port, wasn't it?
Yes.
And it,
the Titanic Museum that we went to.
That's weird, going to the Titanic Museum when you're on a cruise ship. And then the next day was down to Dunleary, which is the port for Dublin. Again, that's a tender port.
That's a lovely little town,
It may be surprising if you think, well, Dublin and Dunleary's, mainland island, it's going to be a...
Well, we didn't actually get to Dublin, did we? We just stayed in Dunleary and it was really
We've
nice.
been to Dublin before, so...
Yeah.
And we had a nice day there.
Yeah, nice
day.
But
the ship docks in Dublin Bay quite a way out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's about 20-25 minute transfer. So allow plenty of time there.
Yeah, I think we were
And there were
coming
quite
back.
queues coming back. There was quite a queues build up of people coming back. So that was the itinerary. So the food. So the restaurants: Lido Deck Marketplace Buffet, Pizza Pirates. Again, they've got separate names, but they're part of the buffet. Pizza Pirates. The Carnival Deli is in the buffet area as well. Then the Blue Iguana Cantina, burritos and tacos on the Lido. Guy's Burger Joint. Then once you have to pay for Bonsai Sushi on deck 2, I think. By the lobby. And then there was the Fahrenheit 555, which is the steakhouse. That's on deck 10.
And the chef's table.
And the chef's table, which is on deck 1.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see open, but it's one of the ones you have to book in advance. And it's $150. It's quite expensive, isn't it, per person? But you're in the kitchen.
So we mainly ate at all the free places. We did have one meal in Fahrenheit 555.
I don't like sushi, so we didn't go to the sushi restaurant.
Now, what did you think of the main dining rooms and the complimentary venues for the food?
Okay, the main dining room I thought was the food was quite good.
I actually liked it.
I eat a lot. I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not vegetarian, so don't get too upset. But I'm not a big fan of red meat. And I like Indian food. So they did this Indian food.
Indian vegetarian
And
food.
because the staff, I don't know what it is, maybe the staff, a lot of them are Indian or they're from that region. They always do excellent Indian food.
Every cruise ship we've been on has been really good.
It didn't look that exciting when it came, but the taste was
we had tried
good.
it was really good. And I think you have a bit of something for everyone on there, really, from steak.
And this leads on to the steakhouse, which we paid for. The steakhouse food wasn't that much better than the steak you had in the main dining room, and you were paying for it.
No, actually, the steak I had in the main dining room was better because I had the steak and lobster dish in the Fahrenheit 555, wasn't it, the steakhouse? And it wasn't the filet mignon was very small, which I expected, but the lobster wasn't good at all. I was going to say very bad. It had no flavour whatsoever. It was frozen Maine lobster. We were in the Atlantic, Iceland, UK, really good lobster. Why do you have to have all that frozen lobster? And then
it's easier, isn't it? Mass catering.
It was the worst lobster I've ever had.
No taste to it at all.
No taste whatsoever. And the meal there, they had like crinkle cut fries.
Yeah, when you go to
a
nicer restaurant, I expect the fries, as we call them, chips, to be hand cut or skin on or
and
flavoured.
onion rings to be fresh
onion rings,
not
be
frozen.
Battered onion rings, be a battered onion rings. Like basically,
handmade onion rings.
They look like they're from a supermarket.
They were the worst.
You know, like
they were worse than the supermarket.
In the UK, we call it Iceland. It's like a supermarket that just sells frozen food. It was like that. It was like kids' food.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, what's crinkle cut?
Don't forget,
chips?
you were paying, was it £58 or £55, something like that? Or was it $58? Anyway, it was about £50 per person for a 3-course meal in there without drinks. And I did not think it was worth it whatsoever.
Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend Fahrenheit 555. It's nice to go to a nice restaurant, but I don't know.
No.
Another thing was noisy as well. It's at the top deck 10, but it's in the top of the atrium, so all the noise comes up, so it's not very cosy. Also,
we've had really good service from the staff everywhere, but the hostess there was a bit offhand, I thought.
Yeah.
You said that to me, didn't you? She wasn't particularly nice. The wait staff were lovely, but it didn't feel welcoming at all.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a step up from the restaurant.
It was not a step up from the restaurant, that's why.
The other places
we ate.
Like, we didn't try the chef's table, that's meant to be good.
I really enjoy Guy's burgers. Oh yeah, I love the burgers, they were really good. And they had a little fixing table with like things you could put on top, like chilli and salad and things. And also I liked the pizza.
Pizza Pirate.
The Pizza Pirate in the buffet. The pizza I thought was really good. I thought they were excellent.
I enjoyed the burrito place as well.
Yeah, the cantina.
The
cantina.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
They made burritos and
Like I said,
tacos.
the casual dining options were good.
Very good casual dining options. But I wish they had a bit more speciality restaurants, I actually thought.
Like sushi, we don't eat sushi, that's the only one.
No.
What other things were there? The entertainment.
Ooh.
This we found quite different from the ships we've been on.
Very
We've
different.
been on P&O, MSC, Princess, Ambassador. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to go on Cunard in a few weeks.
Yeah.
But what we found, on other ships, they have like a ship's cast, do a lot of shows, or they have guest artists, maybe a theatre show. There weren't many theatre shows.
No, they did have one or two.
Yeah, they had a couple of singers.
But it would be every night on, say, P&O, you'd have like a
big show,
a theatre show where they have singing, dancing, or acrobatics even, but you would have a show. It wasn't like that, was it?
No. They had a lot of like game show type entertainment.
Yeah.
They're good fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of what they would call cheaper options that don't need much production.
Exactly. So they only needed.
You can see where they're saving money. Where like it's the cruise director who worked really hard.
Oh, he was Jake.
Jake,
the cruise director, was
he was
amazing.
really good, and he worked really hard. He was in charge of the shows, wasn't he? He was doing like Mr. and Mrs. type thing.
So that was funny.
Yeah, and so he worked.
And like not a Weakest Link. What did they have?
We call it Family Fortunes. What do they call it in America?
Mr. and Mrs.?
No, Family Fortunes.
Oh.
What do they call it? Family Feud.
Family Feud, yeah. So anyway, they were good fun, but if you're expecting a show and dance in the night, you're not always getting it.
Yeah, but what we did like, it had a lot of comedians.
They had a comedy venue, especially for comedy, didn't they?
And it had like more...
and they had
PG, and
this was on every night. So they had like an early show and a late show.
More kid-friendly earlier shows than the adult version. In the comedy, in the lounge on deck one, wasn't it?
And obviously with comedies, everything's very subjective. But we found
them quite good. We like our comedy shows.
Yeah,
we thought they may be a bit too tame or maybe a bit too American. But somehow. They worked. They were funny. They were adults, but they did cross over.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah, so I think we saw 4 or 5 comedians. Definitely 4.
More than that, I think.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of shows of different ones. I think.
And then the
There was a good one from New York, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's an Irish comedian. Yeah.
He was only on for like a day. Well, the Irish comedian wasn't from Ireland. They flew him out from Florida.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida or something.
Yeah.
So the entertainment, like I said, no big shows, but what they did do was good fun.
Yeah.
And another thing that's different, Americans join in much easier.
Yeah.
Who was saying before, I think we heard somebody, I can't remember, there's an automatic opt-in. If you're there, they think you're going to take part.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite to British Cruises.
One show we saw was definitely adult only. In fact, they said, put your cameras away, or your phones away. You can't take any photos here. And it was, what was it called, Marcus?
I can't remember. It was last night.
Yeah, and basically, you got there's like a group, you joined another group, and say there was 10 of you.
If you're a Carnival regular, you probably know.
You will know. Put it down below, or tell us what it is.
And we'll go on about that, but it's the adult show.
Yeah.
And you have to go out, get underwear, people dress up in drag, I don't know.
Marcus had his trousers off at one point.
But it's that sort of show.
However, there was no nudity.
Yeah, what's the name? It's got the name. Put that below.
Put that below. Yeah. But it was good fun, and I've never seen that on a P&O cruise ship. Yeah. So that was interesting. So the other entertainment, there's not just the shows of the night, is there?
What?
Well, it's not just the shows of the night for the entertainment.
What other things?
Well, there's a piano bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, piano bar. You forgot about that. Where you could ask for certain songs and requests. The singer wasn't brilliant. However, it was good fun to listen. Yeah. What else did they have, Mark? They had more entertainment than that. They had bands. Oh, the violinist band.
Oh, yeah. They were always on. The 3 girls playing the violin.
Not Marcus's thing.
It wasn't my thing, but they worked those girls hard.
They did. They were always on. And they had a couple of other singers,
Yeah,
didn't they, as
like
well?
a couple,
like a duo.
Yeah.
And
And then in what was the Red Frog pub?
oh yes, the Red Frog pub. There was that was good. That was a good venue.
Going back to entertainment, a lot of quizzes.
Oh yes, a lot of quizzes, and they were held mostly in the Red Frog pub.
And again, most of them were internet crossover quizzes. It didn't matter where you were from, you could answer the questions. So.
Yeah, so like general knowledge quiz. We did one on movies, didn't we? But it was that was a bit American.
Yeah, and we skipped the sport one. There was a lot of American sport.
We did the James Bond one.
Yeah.
And we did a Doctor Who one. Marcus thought he was going to win in the James Bond. Did you win, Marcus?
No, somebody cheated, like I said. One of the questions, the thing is, some of the questions were actually technically wrong. And he still got them right. I don't know. He cheated.
Cheated.
Blofeld. Anyway, the entertainment was good. We enjoyed it. It was very different to what we were used to.
It was different, yeah. And I'll tell you what we did in the afternoon most of the time. We just grabbed a coffee, we sat down in a little area, and we did a bit of Sudoku and crosswords.
Rock and roll. So, next thing I've got on my list, the staff.
Oh, they were
We
good.
mentioned that the staff we met, like our cabin stewards.
Excellent.
The staff in the restaurant. Some of the staff, some nights we had some excellent waiters.
Cabin steward. Every day we had a towel animal.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've had towel animals.
They don't do those on P&O.
Put some photos in of the towel animals, Marcus, below.
I don't know. So the staff were good. Disembarkation at Dover. We got back. Again, it was really easy, well organised.
Straightforward, really easy. No issues. Did they call us in groups and then we had to sit in the...
I can't remember exactly how.
Oh, that was a bit funny though, wasn't it? When we got off, I think. Did they call us in groups and then we had to go down and...
No, it seemed okay.
Did it?
Yeah. I just remember getting off quite early and
Okay.
they disembarked quite early, didn't they? So we had a cat there because my stomach was making rumbly noises. Anyway, the whole point of this video.
Okay.
Did we enjoy Carnival and would we do it again?
Well, I enjoyed Carnival and I would do it again. Did you enjoy it, Marcus?
I think I did.
You did. You enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Americans on board. I enjoyed the different...
Yeah, chatting to people. It was really interesting, wasn't it?
It was good. It was a fun atmosphere.
And Americans aren't so far removed from Brits, to be honest, really.
No. A bit more excitable, as in they're on like level 9 excitement when they got on board already. And I'm like on level 2.
I think I could easily be an adopted American, couldn't I?
But I would think next time it'll be fun to go from an American port to do a cruise from America with Carnival.
Galveston, I'd like to do.
Yeah, but I go to Texas, don't we?
Yeah.
So maybe a cruise from Galveston.
Galveston, oh Galveston.
Yeah, so we are.
I love the way you just carried on talking as if I always burst into singing.
So, yeah, we would do Carnival again. I don't know. Like, before we went on this, I made a video thinking what to expect. Because when we search for Carnival, you get a lot of videos of people fighting in the buffet on board at Carnival ships. So I think those are the nature of the cruises.
I almost thought there was a fight one day.
Booze cruises.
You?
Yeah.
And you went up to the pizza place and you go, that person in front of me had 5 pieces of pizza.
Oh yeah, that's one thing.
And you would be fighting.
Yeah, there's a pizza there. This little skinny bloke went up. Oh, you only can have a slice of pizza. He took the whole thing.
He would started the fight.
But I think those videos, a lot of them are clickbait.
Yeah.
And maybe they were showing things happening late at night on booze cruises. And they probably are happening a lot of different
And I think on a cruise to Iceland and Ireland, you're probably not going to get the same type of people.
It's not a booze cruise, is it?
Yeah, basically it's not a booze cruise, is it?
It's not like a weekend break to the Bahamas from Miami, is it?
No.
Moving on. Important things. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's if you want to. You don't have to. And if you want to see more of our cruises, there's links below and check out our channel. And if you want to see the ports we went to, have a look. The weather wasn't too good. But then again, it's Iceland. What do you expect?
Yes.
You don't go to Iceland to sunbathe. And
Don't forget.
we do have a Patreon now, don't we?
We do have a Patreon, yes.
If you want to see behind the scenes and the way Mel treats me.
Not bad enough for you, if you ask me. Yes, if you want to see how I treat him and how he treats me.
And we do have some more cruises coming up.
How he talks over me
Like,
all the time.
even though we are new to cruising, we've done 7, and we've got 5 books so far.
Have we got 5?
5, yeah. Starting with Cunard.
Oh, that's right.
Queen Mary 2.
And then when are we going after that?
Then we're going on Celebrity over to America, transatlantic.
Yes.
Then when we're doing one of those booze cruises to the Bahamas.
Yes.
We're doing
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Allure of the Seas.
Yeah.
So that's the
looking forward
next
to
3
that.
we're going on anyway.
Anyway, we'll see you on a cruise ship very shortly.
Or wandering around Wales looking
Yeah.
wet in the rain.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.